Hi y'all, it is sunshine. We're in my dining room that has been turned into a quilt war room. We're gonna go with that. um, Thankfully, one of my church family asked if I needed a machine while mine is down, and I said I could borrow one. She goes, "No, you can have it." And I love this machine. It's not my Janome, but it made me fall in love with Brother again. I really enjoy using her. I don't have a name for her yet, but she's just, I miss simple machines. I really do. I'm not one for all the bells and whistles because I don't use bells and whistles. So I can't wait till Penelope's fixed, but my repairman said it's at least an 8-week wait. And I was like, oh no, because his helper had retired. So I was like, oh no. So I need to go get it dropped off so that it can be put in line. They're the only Janome dealers that I know of in Abilene. And they're wonderful people. Wonderful people. Okay, so today I want to talk to y'all. Maybe give you a different perspective on doing quilting. Y'all may know that I have my Sunny Creations. Now I'm doing quilting, and I call it Rebel Quilts. As many as y'all know. If you don't know, I always toyed with the idea of doing quilts full time too. This is going to happen a lot. I have a dry mouth so bad. But I call it Rebel Quilts because they're not show quilts. They are not perfect. They're close to, close as it can get. And I take a lot of pride in the details and everything. But at the end of the day, they're for you to wrap up with you and your family and just watch a movie or do whatever, Just don't tell me whatever you're doing on that quilt. So, listen, I want to show you kind of my process. So, if you're not a quilter and you're like, I don't need to watch this video, that's fine. I just want to put that in the first part, that if you are a quilter or trying to think about quilting, this is what works for me personally. It's not going to work for everybody. I am a very visual person. I need to see how it's done, and I need to break it down into how it's done, and then I kind of get it. If you're like me that need that, I have two tools of the trade. Does that make sense? This book, composition notebook, and a notebook full of graph paper. I used to have the graph paper in a spiral. They came in a spiral thingy, but I'm going to tell you, for so much use, spiral stuff doesn't work with me. It goes downhill very quickly. So, my quilt blocks that I'm going to be referring to today is these blocks. These are going to be for my church and the arena team to raise money so we can even have more events than we do. We do barrel racing, play days, challenges, stuff like that. And we need to raise some money for our church. So I'm going to make a couple of quilts and donate them. But this is the block. And I've got it in different colors. Basically, it's a block, one block here, one block here, and then 2 rectangles together and 2 rectangles. My seams are not perfect, but they're close enough. They're close enough. So this pattern is called 10 square scramble. So what I do to break it down to where I can figure out what the heck I'm doing is I write it down, 10 square scam, and then I'll be like, okay, for each block, it needs two solid squares and 4 rectangles, which you join together, so it's 2 blocks, 2 squares, and one square with double rectangle. Does that make sense? Because I don't feel like it's making sense. It gives you all this pattern is online free. I don't have it pulled up right now, but it's called 10 Square Scramble, TEN. And I write down that it's the finished size. I write down what their finished size is, because you can always do less, or if you want a monster quilt, you can do more. For what this pattern is, I always write down how their came out, what came out for them. And then they didn't say this, but I noticed some of my blocks were a little off. So I put down here, hey, square them to this. And what you do with squaring is you got to take your smallest block. You go with the smallest block. Say this, because these are all squared now. Say this side stuck out really awkwardly, and this one kind of has some issues. I don't have it up here, do I? Yes, I do. I don't know the name of this ruler. There's probably a special name for it. But this one's from Fiskars. And so I squared them up to 8 inch, right? What I do is I cut from the top of this side just a little bit, turn the square, and cut from the top to the side. That way they all evenly get cut. So I have figured that out, because I think their block was going to come out at 9, but mine didn't. And that's okay, guys. That is okay. Don't. I want to say this really quick. Don't get in your head about it being perfect, the right measurements. You have to learn what works for you. You know what I'm saying? If my method doesn't work, that's fine. And you kind of use my method to get to where you're going, that's great too. Don't overthink it, because that's a big problem I have. I'm like, colored placement, yada, 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 and I just end up overthinking. Try not to do that. Just let it naturally come out. Okay, so I did that. On this, I'm not putting a batting in, because I am in Texas. And for my area, I think it's way too hot for batting. Miss Janice showed me the trick of putting fleece on the back. And y'all, my quilts have come out better. I don't have to worry about trying to get the batting, the backing, and the top all crammed through there. For me, it has been easier to do a top and a fleece background. So Joann's is having fleece on sale right now. I'm going to get a piece of patriotic background. And then that way you kind of have 2 quilts into one quilt. You have the top, which is quilted, and then the back is a one of those no-tie fleece flannel material. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because anyway, so that works out really well. And I don't do any fancy stitching. I don't do free motion quilting because I can't figure that out. And I'm afraid it's going to look like dog do. So, I just do straight line quilting in the ditch. It works. So, okay, let me show you my thing. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is getting long very quickly, but I have so much information I want to tell you. So this is what I also use to work this quilt, because they say to use I think it's 6 across, 7 down. So I draw a box that has 6 across and 7 down, and then as I make my squares, I check them off. I also do like a color piece so that I know, okay, that, oh, I almost dropped y'all. So that way I know what is going on. And between these two, I take notes as needed because I like this pattern and I probably will do it again. So this way I don't have to spend hours rethinking, okay, what did I do to make it look like this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like one of the main things I have right here is each main block uses 2 squares and 4 single bars, but sewn together makes 2 and 2. I know that doesn't really make sense, but y'all, I know y'all are going, it makes sense, quit asking. I say that because a lot of times my own head doesn't make sense. And it's super annoying. Super annoying. Now, I started this idea too because I don't do math. So this is a free pattern. I'm not giving away any information. So this really helps me to visualize what we are doing. So, and then on the back, I have the numbers because I not do everything in tens. So yeah, this is a great helper. Really too, because sometimes I don't want to drag both books because I cut at my kitchen island. I rather stand and cut. I used to sit and cut, and it didn't give me the quality I needed. Does it make? Sorry, that it didn't give me that sharp, perfect cut. Because sitting, you can't really look over it. Standing at my kitchen bar, I'm like, I get it, you know. So, and this is going to be the border. Now, border is one of the last things I do with my top. The reason for that is I don't have huge patience to do all the math to know borders. So when I get the quilt as big as I want to get the quilt, I just cut like 2 or 3 inch wide strips as long as I can. And if I have to join them, that's fine. It's not a big deal. And then I just go to the sides for border, and then the top and the bottom for border. So, yeah. So this one's going to be for our church raffle. And our kind of like, I don't want to say it's a logo. I don't know. We're a cowboy church. So, Hot Stuff asked me, hey, can you do a logo on that? Or our brand or whatever? He goes, what, can you use the embroidery machine to do that? I said, yes, I can. And I said, that's a great idea. Let's do that. I got to go buy the images off the computer and then download them to my embroidery machine. But we're going to do a kneeling cowboy next to the cross. I think most of y'all have probably seen that. And then underneath it, it's going to be CHC. And this is going to be on this block. I think black thread will be okay on this. I'm kind of worried that it may look a little messy. But there's plenty more of that. I'm going to do some practice runs on some scrap fabric. So that way I know for sure what we're doing. Because we're just going to use black. I think our thing is black and gold now. We were purple and silver. Now we're black and gold. I don't know. But I want to make this the center. And then that way, it's for the, they'll remember it from our church. Anyway, so I think that's it. And I really hope this helps you. I know for me, to for me to grasp what I am doing, and to for long-term memory. And you saw the front of this book. This is book 2. I have to do this, or else I will not remember. And that is really rough, because there's patterns on crochet stuff that I did not take notes on, and now I can't find the patterns. So anyway, I'm going to try to get this dealt with today, and go from there. I don't know. I can't remember what I was going to say. I know there's specialty thread for the embroidery machine, but I'm looking at to use probably polyester, because that's who's hold on, the machine repair place and dealership has all gone to polyester, so I'm probably just going to use some black polyester and go with it there. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great and safe 4th of July. Hi, Hot Stuff. He's been at the arena working and getting all that stuff ready for the events this weekend. So anyway, guys, y'all take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.